Hi there, my name is Ann Dibsetter, and I'm here to give you a quick snapshot of the Systems Approaches for Healthy Communities course, particularly the online components. And the Systems Approaches for Healthy Communities is a professional development program. It's designed for health promotion organizations to equip and support staff as they're doing PSE work, policy systems and environmental change strategies, and as they're integrating them with their educational programming. So part of this course is this 5-module online content, and it's focused on building the skills of professionals in nutrition and public health. And the online course content here is about 5 hours in total, and it's intended to be conducted over the course of about 10 to 12 weeks, so about 2 weeks per module. When it's implemented with the coaching plan, there's a set of coaching guides with it. The program results in about 8 hours of professional development for all the participants who take part. Now, I want to mention too that the Systems Approaches program also includes an implementation guide, an organizational assessment tool, and a 2-part toolkit in addition to the content that we're going to look at that's online here and the coach guides that I've just mentioned. I want to be sure to mention too that this version of the course that we're going to look at right now is the course that was used in the pilot early in 2017. And because the university here is changing learning management systems, the interface will look different when it's launched this fall, and some of the activities might look a little different, but we're going to do a sampler of the activities, and much of it will be very much similar. So first, let's take a look at the content that's here in the home page, and you see a little description of the course, and there's an introductory module. We're going to listen to some of that in a minute here. And then there's Module 1, Frameworks for Healthy Communities. There's Module 2, that goes into taking a systems approach. Module 3 is speaking to engaging with communities. Module 4, here it's titled Assessment. We're going to change that title to Knowing Your Communities. And Module 5, Putting It All Together. This module includes descriptions and introductions of the toolkits. So we'll scroll down here and see that here are the toolkits, and we'll get into more detail on each one of these pieces and parts. And here's the coach guide as well. So let's go back up and we'll take a look at a little snippet of each one of these modules, and we'll start with the introduction. I'm going to let this introduction play through the first couple of slides because it describes an overview of the course and also gives a little bit of the philosophy of the Systems Approaches for Healthy Communities.
Welcome to Systems Approaches for Healthy Communities. This course is made up of 5 interactive online modules and an associated toolkit. The course was developed by University of Minnesota Extension's Center for Family Development for staff involved in community-based health promotion efforts. The course also includes a coach guide for supervisors and other leaders to use in supporting staff members and teams. This brief 7-minute introduction will orient you to the course and the resources available to support your learning. We're glad you're participating. This course was developed in response to the increasing use of policy, systems, and environmental change interventions, called PSE for short, to address complex issues in public health. The overall goal of this course is to support professionals like yourself in effectively applying systems-wide PSE approaches in order to strengthen your work to make healthy and active lifestyles achievable for all people. The Systems Approaches for Healthy Community course is designed to help you practice ways of thinking, seeing, and working. First, thinking more deeply about how policy, systems, and environments influence community health in general. Second, seeing those systems, environments, and policies at work in your community. And third, increasing your ability to take action and work effectively with communities to make changes so that policies, systems, and environments better support health. You will find that this course is not so much about right or wrong answers, or about replacing not knowing with knowing. Instead, the exercises in this course are designed to build on your existing experiences and expertise, and in turn prompt new ways of thinking towards a more systems-wide and prevention-oriented approach. You as the participant and your colleagues in this work bring expertise and wisdom that will be essential building blocks throughout the course. Participants who have taken this course before say that they have returned to some of the material well after completing the course. As they worked in communities, they continue to discover practical and hands-on ways to apply what they learned in the course. For this reason, please think of this course not as a self-contained set of modules to Instead, think of it as an evolving learning experience that will continue as you take what you learn about PSC approaches back to your communities. We encourage you to use the resources in the modules and the toolkit after the course is over. As you probably experienced, learning is a gradual process of evolution and change, and we encourage you to embrace that process. Now, let's look more closely at the components of this course.
So that's just the very introduction of our first couple minutes of that introductory module. I'm going to go back here to the main course home, and that is just about a 10-minute introduction, and so just gives the overview to the course. Module 1 here is the first module, so let's take a look at Module 1. Like all the modules, Module 1 has a reflection handout that participants can print out, and there are reflection questions embedded in the content. There's also these little kind of snippets of content, so the content is all broken up into chunks. It just takes about 60 minutes to complete the module all told, but people can come in and out and do a piece at a time if they wish. Each of the modules has some sort of interactive activity. This one here in Module 1 will do a little sampler here of a little video that's part of this module called A Healthy Community for the Green Family, and we'll just take a little sample of that.
In this video, we will explore how the Green family makes decisions about food and physical activity. Carrie, her 3 children, Terry, Brock, and Collie, and her mother, Grandma Green, are influenced by many aspects of the world they live in. Let's start at the Green family home. Last week, Carrie attended the last class.
So that video is based on the social ecological model, and it goes on to describe some of the different influences and aspects related to, in addition to education and knowledge and skills, what are some of the policies, the systems, and the environments that influence how the Green family is able to live a healthy life. I'm going to just go into Module 2 here, and we can take a look at another little sample. So Module 2 takes about 45 minutes to complete. This one has a number of different scenarios and sort of stories to help play out this idea that environments and systems matter in whether people are able to make the healthy choice, the easy choice. For Module 2 here, I'll share with you the objectives and a quick little activity that happens at the beginning of the module.
After participating in this module, you will be able to identify approaches or interventions to take at each level of the spectrum of prevention. You will also be able to recognize which level on the spectrum of prevention a given approach or intervention represents. Finally, you will be able to describe the importance of integrating both direct education and PSC interventions to achieve a greater impact in your work. We are going to start with an activity. Please follow along with me as you listen. Hold your arms as if you were bored, with one arm naturally falling on top of the other. Look at your arms and notice which one is on top. Notice how this feels. Does it feel normal to you? Now, fold your arms the other way, with the other arm on top. How does that feel? Did you really have to think about putting the other arm on top? This is how the brain reacts when it does something new. Research suggests that the time of our greatest growth is when we step out of our comfort zone and try something new. To many of us, systems thinking is a new way of thinking about our health promotion work. In the past, you may have focused primarily on direct education, working to build individual knowledge and skills. Now let's think back to the video about the Green family that
So at the beginning of each of the modules, there's a little overview like that with the objectives, and then some sort of an activity that engages people in thinking ahead about the content. So let's take a look at Module 3, and this one is about engaging your community. So throughout the course, there are these little interactive activities. So here's the one of the ones in Module 3. It's an interactive activity regarding engagement and outreach. And it's an opportunity for participants to take a look and see if they have learned the content. So an activity where we can listen to the narrative here.
A relationship is built as the foundation of the work.
Is that outreach or is that engagement? Let's see if that's
Following the
engagement.
principle, build trusting relationships, The relationship takes precedence to the program, is developed prior to any project, and lasts beyond the specific program or project timeline.
Great. So participants just go through here and have a chance to interact with the content. Now, Module 4 is focused on assessment or knowing your community. We're going to change the title of that in the version that comes out in fall 2017 to knowing your community. This one takes about 60 minutes to complete. So throughout these modules, the content includes quite a few kind of stories or examples and analogies to help people think through what is meant by PSC, policy systems and environmental approaches. And in the assessment module, there's some discussion about why is it important to know your community, why is it important to understand your environment as you do this work.
Many of us remember learning about assessing a situation in driver's ed class. If you drive a car, you probably use assessment skills every day and don't even think about it. For instance, you're approaching an intersection in your car and there are a lot of things you need to assess all at once. Is there a traffic light or a stop sign? Is there oncoming traffic or cross traffic? If so, are they going to stop? Sometimes it gets more complicated, but additional complications are no problem, because if you're somebody who drives on a regular basis, you're used to this. Now that you see everything that's going on, you identify assets like your brakes, you think about needs like stopping before this crosswalk, and you gauge your readiness to address the situation.
So that goes on to connect that idea of assessing situations with the work that we do. So we've gotten all the way to Module 5, which is putting it all together, and Module 5 explores the toolkit as well as reviewing some of the other pieces and parts of the content. And let's take a look. I want to show you here the reflection handout, because there's a reflection handout for each of the modules, and all of these components that I've been sampling and looking at, these are included in all of the modules. So for each module there's a reflection handout. This one is an opportunity for participants to set goals and to explore the toolkit. So let's go back to that course, and we'll take a look at the part in here where the question is asked, the reflection question. So like all the modules, Module 5 here pauses intermittently through the content and asks this reflection question.
Before we dig deeper into the two parts of the toolkit, let's take a moment for reflection.
So there are examples like that throughout the modules of these reflection questions, an opportunity for participants to really apply what they're learning to their work. And the reflection questions are a key component of the coaching process. So let's take a look down here at the coach guide as well. So the intention is that all participants will have the opportunity to have a colleague, perhaps it's a supervisor, it may also be a peer mentor, serve as a coach, as a discussion partner, and discuss the reflection questions and the content as they work through it. And so that's an opportunity, it could be in groups or it could be one-on-one, to really think about how this applies to your work. So there's the coach guides right here embedded in the course. So we can take a look at just one of these. And then finally, we're going to wrap up here. I just want to take a moment to highlight the toolkit as well. So there's a toolkit in here. This is described in that Module 5. And there's two main parts to the toolkit. The first one is a series of tools that can help educators communicate about systems approaches in their communities. And the second part is a set of tools to sort of extensions of some of the content here to assist educators if they wish to do some of these extra activities in building their community development and leadership skills. So that's a quick tour through systems approaches for healthy communities. All of the pieces and parts that we looked at, the reflection questions, the activities, the narration, and the content are embedded in each of those modules. So that was just kind of a quick sampler. And as always, if you are interested in learning more about systems approaches for healthy communities, you can find us at our Z link, which is z.umn.edu/systemsapproaches to find more information and an opportunity to sign up to receive more information or to ask us questions. Hope you found this little tour of systems approaches helpful, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.